to the lemon squeezer. Is everybody ready to get squished?
Let's get squished.
Let's get squished. I haven't been through here since I was about 10 or 12 years old, maybe. I'm now 67. I made it then. Come here and look through. Come here and look through. That's the real lemon squeezer.
Holy crap.
Yeah, holy crap is right, yeah.
We're gonna have to take our packs off?
Well,
some people do.
Some people certainly do.
Your pad is what's catching you.
Huh?
Your pad.
Yeah, I know, yeah. I'm almost above it. Now I should be above it.
Your pad is, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I gotta lower the camera and use my hand, so it's gonna get a little shaky looking. Okay, I'm gonna have to turn the camera off. This is probably as close as I'll get to New York City. 1400. Last climb of the day before I hit Fort Montgomery. And in Fort Montgomery, I got a reservation at a hotel for the first time in a week. Time for a shower, a soak, and a laundry. A little bit of resupply, out of fuel, almost out of food. And I will say there's a deplorable lack of hotels and hostels that are useful for hikers here in New York and New Jersey for that matter. I'm told you can see New York City from here. There's even binoculars over there if you need to use them. But you ain't gonna see nothing today. See these? These are wild raspberries and they're delicious. These red ones are the ones you want. They pop right off of there real easy. Very sweet. Good. New York showed me 2 bears. And a bunch of vultures. This may be all the video I get of bears this entire trip. I stayed at the Bear Mountain Bridge Motel in Fort Montgomery last night. Unfortunately, the internet and cable was off when we got here. And that wasn't just here at the motel, it was the entire town. Apparently the cable company cut their own cable and didn't know how to repair it. So ultimately we went all night. I did have cable TV. The TV finally came on, but no internet. I could not upload any videos. And that was part of the reason for coming to town, was to get caught up on the videos. The charge terminals on all the stores were also down, which meant everything had to be cash. The ATMs were down, so you couldn't get cash. So resupply became a problematic scenario, as well as trying to pay the motel owner who wanted his cash. This morning, the internet got up to a point where charge terminals and ATMs were working, and I was able to walk across the street to the gas station, get some cash, come over here, pay the motel, but his internet's not working. So I still can't upload any videos. It's very frustrating because there's no bandwidth at all on the trail. So if you're going to do any videos at all, or anything that requires any decent bandwidth, you've got to have some solid internet service somewhere. And that's the only chance I get, is every 4 or 5 or 6 days. And in this case, it was 8 days between towns. New York is a real tough state to hike through. There's right now a fuel shortage. I'm out of fuel. I can't cook my meals. None of the hikers have fuel. We can't find it anywhere. Apparently, they based their purchase, the stores based their purchase of fuel canisters on last year's numbers. And last year, because of COVID, there weren't that many hikers. So this year, they ran out. Somebody's not paying attention. There's also a severe lack of hotel space that's affordable up here. I mean, $250 a night at a Holiday Inn Express that really has been described as a roach motel. I'm in a little podunk motel that only has 5 rooms, but I'll tell you this, they're clean rooms, they're comfortable rooms, they're adequate rooms. If we had just had internet and the ability to upload, this would have been a perfect scenario. It was only $85 a night, and that's still expensive for a lot of hikers. Most people are looking for hostels at $20, $30 a night, or a place to just pitch their tent. They're trying to do this on a budget, and I understand that. I understand that well, but I had to bite the bullet and come in. I needed a hot shower. They did do laundry, and in this case, they do the laundry for you, but it's $10. Okay, everything in New York is going to be expensive. Plan on that. Everything is more expensive. Yesterday I stopped and got a cheeseburger and a Powerade at a concession stand, and it was $13. Last night I went out with another hiker and just had pizza and a meatball and a bottle of water, and it was $29. It was ridiculously expensive. So, plan accordingly. Know that you're going to throw your budget out the window when you hit New York at the very least. I don't know how it's going to be any further north, but it's getting expensive up here. It's getting crazy. But I'm trying to limit myself. I went 8 days without coming to town and stretched my food as far as I could. But when my fuel ran out, I had to come to town, and there's no fuel. So I'm told that there can be fuel obtained 6 miles up the trail at an Appalachian market, and then I just heard a few minutes ago they only had 2 left. So it's not like you can count on it. We'll find out. I might be cooking my food over an open fire again. Thanks. Leaving Fort Montgomery this morning. Got that mountain up ahead of us to climb. I'm probably happy I can't see the top of it, so I don't know how tall it is. Inoculation Station. When a smallpox epidemic threatened his army in the winter of 1776, General Washington ordered that all troops be inoculated. This foundation is part of the colonial barn that served as an inoculation station for the Continental Army. Across the trail sits the remnants of the farmhouse built at the same time. So this was part of the barn where they inoculated troops in 1776. Look at this. Unreal. George Washington's troops were right here in 1776. That's amazing. I feel them right now. I feel the ghosts of the Continental Army. God bless America. These are wild blueberries, and they are freaking delicious. Get yourself a handful of these. Get the blue ones, not the green ones. Like that. That's what I'm talking about. Still in New York. Yesterday I did a 20-mile day, and I did that because I was promised I could swim in a lake when I got there. And I got here, and it's a beautiful lake with a gorgeous beach. It's called Cannabis Lake Beach. Not cannabis like marijuana, C-A-N-O-B-U-S. And place was great, but when I got here I discovered they also had showers, and that was a better option, I think. So I took a nice cold outside shower. Never did come down to the beach. A couple of people camped down there. I camped at the designated spot for thru hikers, which is a football field about 3 football fields away. And but it was a nice place. I highly recommend Cannabis Lake Beach. They've got bathrooms, water, and showers, and a beach. It didn't rain last night, but the dew and the humidity was so high. Everything was soaked when we got up this morning. Everybody was complaining about it. The condensation in the tent was off the chart, and the dew on the outside was just like it had rained all night long. When that happens, even these DCF tents, Dyneema composite tents, or Cuban fiber, whatever you want to call it, the netting and the ropes absorb water, and then the DCF fabric tends to collect water. If you don't get it dried out, that tent goes from being a 19-ounce tent to about a 3-pound tent when you're carrying it. If I'm correct, there were notes in my Gut Hook app that told me I was going to see an enormous oak tree. But this oak tree has a 6-foot trunk, and that it's something like 300 years old. So this oak tree would have been here during the Revolutionary War. But it probably looked like that oak tree. It's 10:30 on Friday morning. I'm just about to make it to Pawling, New York. I've got to be able to pick up a package at the post office there from Z-Packs. I just stopped at a beautiful little water source down here. You don't see them as pretty as that very often. And that's nice. It's nice and clear. It's freezing cold. So I took the moment to rinse out both my buffs and my bandana I'm using as a sweat cloth today. Rinse my face and hair and hands and arms and just kind of clean some of the sweat off me. I've already hiked just over 8 miles. It's 10:30 in the morning right now. I expect to get in and out of Pawling today and try to keep moving. I'll probably put in between 15 and 18 miles today. I think that's where the shelter placements might put me in that neighborhood. But it's been a great morning. Weather's been cooperating. Been under a lot of shade, so I like that. And there's nothing more refreshing than a river bath in the morning. I'm a lucky man today. I hiked 8 miles to get to the highway into Pawling. Stuck my thumb out, and the very first truck to pass by, very first vehicle to pass by, picked me up. Took me straight to the post office, dropped me off. Got my package. Repaired my Arc Blast pack with the metal stay that was sent to me by Z-Packs. Walked around the corner to a quick stop, did a quick food resupply, walked across the street, had some ice cream, bought a bagel, sat down on a bench to eat it, and a car pulled up and said, "Hey, do you need a ride back to the trail?" I said, "Sure do." Jumped in. Sue drove me straight to where I'd been picked up before, and now I'm back at the trail. It's not even noon yet, and I've gotten all my chores done in Pawling, New York, and I'm headed back out into the woods. I'm gonna probably make about 12 more miles, turn it into a 20-mile day. I've got a shelter in mind that I'll try and camp near, and with any luck, I'll be in Kent, Connecticut by tomorrow night.